Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Becky.
So a lot of you are new to our coffee hour here up at the plaza, and we like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So those of you who can, if you could please stand. Our flag is to my right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, guys. Another day, girl. Another day. We got lots to cover, but thank you for that. It was wonderful. All right, so we all know we're here for a celebration today, and as you can see by our wonderful new Ohio Living colors, we are very excited for today. On your table is going to be the toast. And there's a little yellow highlighted line, and those lines are going to be your lines. And I'll go over it again when we get closer to the toast. And yes, in the glasses in the middle of your table is real champagne. I know. So Mimi will be here from the Wellness Center. She's going to watch y'all leave in case you need a little assistance, or some therapy. Okay. So our organization is 38 years old. Can you believe that? 38 years. I know. And 30 of those years, we have, how many do we have? Where's my note? 10 individuals who've worked here for 30 or more years. That is unheard of in the climate today. We also have a lot of people that have 20 or plus years, which, in a few years we'll celebrate them too. But today we're going to celebrate our 30 plus years. Since 1979, we've grown from 225 residents to over 780. I know that's because of all of you. Give yourself a round of applause. But we couldn't have had all of you without all of our staff. That's a lot of hands and hearts providing quality care that Ohio Living Breckenridge Village is known for. Today we're going to be celebrating with some of the people who are here, but some people couldn't make it because they're actually working or unable to come today. When the average staff at a company today is 5 years, it still blows my mind that we have so many people that have been here for 20, 30 years. We have today with us our new HR director, Nicole, and I want you all to meet her. Come on up, Nicole. Nicole has a little something she'd like to give to David.
Good morning, everyone. I think I've had the pleasure of meeting and seeing a lot of you throughout my past 2 months. And I hope to one day be the recipient of one of these awards because I've just fallen in love with Breckenridge Village, and I hope to one day celebrate my 10 and 15 and 20, 30-year anniversary as well. But I'm going to promise to not get emotional, because I have only been here 2 months, and I don't want you guys to think of me like I'm weird or anything, so. I'll fit in? Okay. I have to say just a little story. I've worked in a community similar to Breckenridge Village, and when I got the opportunity to come and interview, I was a little skeptical until I pulled into the driveway. I instantly got a fuzzy, warm feeling. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Then when I walked into Fairmount and came into the interview room and saw David and the other team, I wanted to work here. So later that day, I was called in to come back, and David, luckily, I had on some comfortable shoes because David took me all around the campus. But I really started praying that I was given the opportunity to join here. And I did. So much like with Lisa and now with David, I hope to, enjoy as many years with him as you all have. And so I'm very proud and honored to present him with his Ohio Living Certificate of Service to David Shell in appreciation and recognition of 30 years of commitment and dedication to Ohio Living Breckenridge Village. And it's signed by our CEO and COO. So David, could you please come up?
You can. You can stay right by me. So now David is going to recognize our 4 staff members that could make it today that have 30 or more years.
Would you all come up to my right here if you would? Joanne, Michelle, Donna. I share with all of you, as you know, no organization can grow and develop without the support of some incredible staff. And I have worked with an awful lot of folks for 15, 20, 25, 30 years. And to my right are 4 of the 10 that could be here today. And it's really nice to recognize all of them. Our longest term employee is Michelle Malekis, and Michelle's been with us 35 years, started as a nursing assistant, works in nursing and does MDS and nursing support for all of our supplies and all of our systems, and she's grown with our organization, and we thank her for 35 years. Right next to that is Joanne Fiala at 34 years, and Joanne works at Schaefer Schweitzer House in the business office. She started off part-time in human resources, and Joanne has been an integral part for the last many years, keeping the Schaefer Schweitzer and all of the HUD records in order, and we thank her for that. And at 32 years, Donna Jerusik, and Donna works as, she's a restorative aide. She helps with all of our long-term residents with restorative nursing, and has been very much an integral part of Fairmont Health Center, so thank you very much. And Pat Calla, our Director of Social Services. Pat has been with us 31 years, and Pat, if you describe and look in the dictionary a social worker, the definition of one, Pat is all of that times 10. And for all of you who she has touched your lives, very special heart and soul, that's for sure. So, congratulations.
David asked if he could say a few words. What do you think? Okay.
Hey, yeah, always a few words. So, but there's a couple of other folks I want to recognize. It was so heartwarming to be at TJ's retirement reception yesterday. About 200 folks showed up for his retirement. And I think that says an awful lot about the people that just leave an indelible mark on all of our hearts. And when TJ described some of the stories, so I'm sorry, he came in and he wished me the best, and then he said, "I got work to do." So he's out doing that, the transportation that he always does. So. And then Ryan Wagner, would you come up, Ryan? Talk about feeding our hearts and souls. Ryan and Chef Matt Olson recently completed at the Association of Healthcare Food Service Culinary Championships in Washington, D.C. And they were selected. There were 5 chefs, chef groups that competed. They were selected amongst hospitals and healthcare systems across the country. I think we were the only retirement community even to be considered within that competition. They were up against organizations like Johns Hopkins University and the Robert Wood Johnson healthcare system. These are some places that do some pretty marvelous things. And there were 2 guys from Cleveland, Ohio, Matt Oslin and Chef Ryan Wagner, that won first place. You know, when we started off at Grace Woods, we wanted to create kind of a culinary experience that was that could be unsurpassed, and we went with a $300,000 kitchen that you could only do one thing, and that was cook to order. And Ryan said, "We'll figure out how to make it work," and he's not only done that, but he's done it in spades, that's for sure. When I walked in this morning, I came past the portrait of Ken Schaefer, Reverend Ken Schaefer, the Schaefer-Schweitzer house. Ken worked on the original gift with Beatrice Breckenridge Village. And Ken was on the board when I started and was on the selection committee. And when I looked at the sparkle in his eye in that portrait, that's the person that I remembered, and everyone that I worked with within the very early years of this organization. Ken Schaefer, Betty Schweitzer, Susan Bookshires aunt, and her mother and father, Bud and Jean Owen, and a whole group of people that cared for this organization so deeply. It was very humbling to come in to an organization like that and to be accepted as the executive director. I was pretty young. I was really young. I was surprised that they selected me for the executive director. And I will share one thing, and I'm not just saying this for modesty's sake, but this was the suit I wore when I started. And it does not quite fit me like it used to. But I don't say that for vanity's sake, but early in my career I worked with the developmentally disabled and those that were severely physically handicapped. And you realize that God gives you one body and mind, and it may not be the best and it may not be the greatest, but you have one opportunity to use that vessel through your life and to use it with the best of all of your abilities. And so I've always been most grateful for that. When he's sleeping, when he's napping, she shook her head, she heard me a little bit, but yeah, we're just resting a little bit. But over to my left is my mother. She celebrated her 98th birthday. She's smiling. But we got her up to her beloved cottage on Middle Bass Island, and she celebrated her 98th birthday up there. But we lost my father. He had a massive heart attack when we were 10, 14, and 16. And my mother is an incredibly brilliant lady. Anyone that's had a conversation with her knows how important the mental and emotional aspect, a librarian and a social worker. And I can't think of a better role model. And as we've looked at the programs and all of the activities here, that component of emotional and educational well-being and cultural well-being, I learned from that lady. And then in all of the great spiritual teachings of every major religion in the world, there's only one passage that kind of goes through all veins of all religions, and that's basically our golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. And it is with that that I've always tried to lead the organization and all of the programs, all of the services, to just leave the place better, to do no harm, and to always treat other people as you would like to be treated. It's been a privilege. Yeah. Okay. I got boy.
Can I finish at the?
Okay. Good. Oh, the kids are getting restless.
All right, so the call was made to all of the staff to come up with some creative ideas to recognize David's 30 years here. So we're going to let our child care, one of our very important groups here on campus, we're going to let them start it off. Come on in, guys.
We're very lucky to be here on campus. I think everybody gets to see us hopefully when we're around town, and I know David's been our biggest supporter, one of our biggest supporters. So. Oh, sorry. Makes me nervous. So we have 4 groups here on campus that are very blessed to be here. Our infant group made David a little plaque. I can't remember what it says, so I'm going to borrow it from David. It says, "You take us to great heights. Happy 30th anniversary." So that's from our babies over there. There's their little thumbprint. And I think Austin here is trying to get some of the chocolates from the, but again.
He said that's for later, and that's for Mrs. David.
So there's 30 hugs and 30 kisses in there for David from our childhood group. And then from our oldest group, our pre-K group, we had to give you 30 extra paydays. We heard they were your favorite. They didn't all fit the jar, so you got to read those. And the kids did. Yeah, a little birdie told me, so we took it a little extra far. And then the preschool group has a little. We don't all fit here. I don't know if you guys can squeeze on in. Come on in, guys. Come see Miss Jeannie. Come on in. Come tell Mr. Shell happy anniversary. And then Haven here has a little thing for your office or home, wherever you want. And they put little balloons with those are all their fingerprints. So there's 30. We made sure one of the kids counted because the teachers needed help. All right. So happy anniversary. Thank you for everything you do for us. Sorry.
Okay, everybody give Michelle a high five when you go by. All right, so that's a hard act to follow. So we're gonna make, bye, see you later. So Jim Hickey, if you can come on up from Foundation. Well, so just a few surprises. Here comes Jim.
Yeah, we thought it was fitting from the foundation that we give David money. So there's all those are little $100 bills, and there you go. Not sure what you're going to do with it, but you got it.
Thanks, Jim. Check will be in the mail later. Next, we have Eileen Yates from Ohio Living Home Health and Hospice. Oh, and she's bringing Amanda with her. I know, it's a long walk, isn't it? From the back to the front. Seems like it takes a while.
Good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Eileen Yates. I'm the Executive Director of Ohio Living Home Health and Hospice. And other things that you may not know is home health started here on campus under the vision and guidance of David. So he planted the seeds for a retirement community without walls. And for that, we are all eternally grateful. You keep us independent, and you keep us growing and living, and you are a leader, a mentor, and a friend. And so on behalf of the Home Health and Hospice team, this is a gift. You are priceless, and we cannot count the 30+ things that you have done for us. This is a globe to say that you are out of this world.
Thank you. And for those of you who've been here a long time, you'll remember when we started out in home care, Georgette and I, we wore lovely little pink shirts. That's before they let the guys in the club. Next we have your friend and mine, Mimi Pekarik from the outpatient therapy at VO. Is Mimi here? Oh, Mimi's not here? All right, we'll skip her for now. And we will move on to Mary Ellen Lehman. Yay, Mary Ellen! Fairmont Health Center and Nason Activities Director.
I'm not shy. Congratulations, David. You know, it's so, you see how important activities are to our residents, and that is something that myself is forever grateful for, because it is a good part of their life and how they live their lives, and gives them quality. So we wanted to, from the Nason Center, we have 30 pictures of our residents, and it says, thank you for 30 years of smooth sailing, enjoying all of our activities. So that's the Nason Center. And then from the Fairmont Health Center, we did these 5 flowers, and on the front here it says, well, Hank calls you Dave. So it says Dave, 30 years of growth, David Schell. And so each one of there's 30 activities, and when we marked down the activities, we asked the residents how it made them feel when we did these activities for them. So each resident told us, and they signed it for you. And of course, the flower middles are bingo chips, because of course, what else would you have? So there you go. So thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen's who I aspire to be when I get younger. All right, next we have, no Mimi yet? Okay. Elaine Cool and Diane Lyden, our housing managers. Come on down.
It's very, very lucky for David that Josh Siegel had off today. Josh's idea was 30 rolls of toilet paper on a maroon Prius. Or if we could steal his car keys, 30 balloons packed inside of a Prius. So that was pretty interesting. But he really thought long and hard about how adequately inappropriate he could get and still make it to 30 years. So we decided to go and have some fun. So we have a basket full of Cracker Jacks. Because after 30 years, you probably had a lot of that. So enjoy your Cracker Jacks in your basket. Thank you.
A surprise in every one.
Exactly. All right. So, well, we all know where we're going to snack for later, to David's house. All right, next we have Barry Pinto and Susan Bookshar from marketing, who, if you didn't know, Lucy and her team are the ones that came up with this wonderful creative stage and your decorations today. So let's give them a round of applause.
So Susan and I were just told about 5 minutes ago that we needed to present this. And any of you that know us know that Susan and I don't ever have a problem talking. So we're kind of punting on this one, but I'll let Susan.
We're not sure if you all know, but David loves fly fishing. So we have come up with fish. And the fish have all the characteristics that we could think of that really have made David our leader for the past 30 years. And we had many, many more than 30. And the bucket does say, February.
The bucket says 30 traits for 30 years. And I'm going to try to do this without losing it, but yeah, the one that got away. We had a few that died and they jumped off of the things too while we were making it. While we were doing this, we were coming up, I mean, there are things like modest, objective, gratitude, knowledgeable, kind, benevolent. It was so simple. And it's all the things that we look at David and say, this is one of the finest human beings we've ever known and we've ever worked with. So that's the point of all of this.
Hi, Linda. Linda Roby. Do you guys have something? No. Oh, okay. They were so busy working on TJ's party yesterday, they probably have 30 golf balls they can give you. Because that's what TJ will be doing. So, have I missed anybody? Is anybody? Oh, Martha, that's right, Martha. Martha Mandarin, our on-campus photographer, has something for David.
Okay, I was thinking about all of this. Do I need a mic? Yeah. I'm a little shaky on my feet. I'm 2 weeks off of a new knee, or on a new knee. Anyway, I was thinking about David Shell, and the first thing I was going to put was 30 years of champion schmoozing. But then I got busy, and I went through all these pictures that I might have, and I thought, no, he's a man with many hats. And so I found pictures with some of his many hats, and as you see, some of them with no hat at all. Just somebody, yeah, okay. He was at every St. Patrick's Day breakfast, and he always had the mayor with him, and we were glad to meet the mayor because of him. And I especially like the big picture in the middle when he was a hippie. And Sean Vogley of Moto Photo sat with me an afternoon and made these pictures bigger so that, and gave me this board so that I could get it all on here and cut it out for me. So I give him credit too. But it's a man with many hats. You made us what we are, 5-star Breckenridge Village.
And I'm sure that Sean at Moto Photo was happy to do that for you, Martha, because I think you and him are having an affair.
I found out that his father was the same age as my daughter.
So this is from activities. Georgette, Deborah, and I, we decided to do the history of Breckenridge Care Cards. A lot of you probably don't know how it all started, but David will remember one of our lovely ladies, Kay Barber. Kay Barber was a resident at Schaefer-Schweitzer, so I'm just going to read you real quick the history. The Care Card program began in 1981 by Kay Barber, a Breckenridge resident, as a way for volunteers to share in a special activity to support the life care commitment. Used greeting cards are collected and recycled into new and original cards. This metamorphosis transforms used cards into a highly sought after new card that shares greetings and warm thoughts for all special occasions. To date, those who work on care cards have sold over $167,000 worth of cards and donated the proceeds to the Life Care Commitment, which enables residents to stay at Breckenridge even if their resources are depleted. That's approximately 501,000 cards. Also, Kay, who passed away on April 2nd of 2001, just shy of her 104th birthday. All right, was there anyone else that had a presentation? Did I miss anyone? Okay, fabulous. Let's get on with the cake. So what we would like is for David, Donna, Michelle, Pat, and Joanne to head on back. We're going to have a photo opportunity, and we're going to cut the cake so that we can get ready to pass you out the wonderful cupcakes. So if you want to head on to the back. And then as soon as they're done with that, we're going to do our champagne toast. So grab a glass from the center of the table. David promises not to smash it in anyone's face. The cake, not the champagne.
That's right.
No, don't drink yet. That wasn't the toast. David's not following the script as usual. He's ad-libbing. Oh, they're coming up. All right, so next we're going to do our champagne toast. Our champagne toast, not a cake toast. So on the table you should see a paper that looks like this. That's going to be our toast. And when I get to the parts that are highlighted yellow, that's what you're going to say with me in unison, okay? Does everyone get it? All right. So I think some of you might remember when David, was it last year, Lucy, that he won the award? Last year he won an award for being a wonderful and amazing executive director. I know, we spent a lot of bucks on those glasses, huh? So anyways, Lucy wrote this wonderful, Lucy and the marketing team wrote this wonderful toast. What makes the house that David leads? What? Okay, so that's just the title, sorry. So when I get to, sorry, I'm like, what is going on? Everyone's mumbling. Okay, I apologize. When I get to the highlighted parts, that's what you're going to read, okay? What makes the house that David leads? It is his spirit that makes the house that David leads. It is his vision that keeps us growing, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. It is his commitment made to the people that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. It is his support that is there for the asking, that accompanies the commitment, that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. It is his management that balances the books, that provides the support, that accompanies the commitment, that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. It is the humility that shines from his leadership, that balances the books, that provides the support, that accompanies the commitment, that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. It is his compassion that flows from the heart, that comes with humility, that balances the books, that provides the support, that accompanies the commitment, that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. It is his kindness that is given freely, that believes in compassion, that comes with humility, that balances the books, that provides the support, that accompanies the commitment, that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. It is his encouragement experienced by all, that extends the kindness, that believes in compassion, that comes with humility, that balances the books, that provides the support, that accompanies the commitment, that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. And last but not least, it is his faith that looks to our Maker, who guides his decisions, that offers the encouragement, that extends the kindness, that believes in compassion, that comes with humility, that balances the books, that provides the support, that accompanies the commitment, that flows from the vision, that beams through the spirit, that makes the house that David leads. Raise your glasses, please. Cheers to David and 30 years. All right, let's give him a round of applause. You guys did a great job. Thank you all for participating. And you've done so well that you've earned cupcakes. So while David is finishing up his remarks, because I know he has lots more he wants to say to all of you, we will start passing out cupcakes to you. So hang tight. David?
I am really glad that they kept it light. Very much so. But it has truly been just an honor and a privilege to be part of this organization and to watch it grow and develop and all of the things that you really hope as an individual that really wants to see an organization grow and thrive and to be a part of the lives of so many wonderful residents. It really, truly has been an honor and a privilege, and I thank you for 30 years. And as all of you know, when you kind of look back, it's like, how can those 30 years, where did they go? How did it happen so fast? And I was hoping to, have this put up on a video, but yesterday I was talking to my mother, and I captured this video, and I'd just like to close in this, and I hope you're going to be able to hear it all right. But this is, I think, good guidance for all of us.
Tell me that one about the minute again.
Oh, I only just did that. Only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. Only just a tiny minute. But eternity is in it.
So remember that in every single minute, there's just eternity in it. So I thank you for the 30 years, and I thank you for being a part of the lives of this organization and with all of you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Miss Winnie. Kurt's going to close us?
There's a word, vocation, that comes from the Latin word meaning to call. And in that is the theology of when you work someplace, any place, but particularly when you work someplace for over 30 years, it's not just a job. It's a call. It's a vocation. Also from that word comes the word avocation, which typically means something that someone does. It's not part of their regular job, but they enjoy doing. When you look at folks that have spent over 30 years of their lives in one place serving others, it's not just a vocation, it's an avocation. It's a passion. It's a love for what they do. Thank you so much for all that. We are a diverse community, many faiths, many beliefs. My belief is in the Christian gospel, and I'd like to read a selection from Matthew that kind of describes what this vocation and avocation is all about. It comes from Matthew chapter 25, verses 35 through 40. Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you? And the king will answer them, truly I tell you, just as you did it for one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it for me. Let us pray. God of grace, we thank you for the gifts of ministry given to your servants who we honor here this morning. We celebrate 30 or more years of their labor and vocation and rejoice in the blessings so many have received because of their call. Give them a sense of fulfillment and continuing satisfaction in their vocation of caring for others. And when the time comes, give them refreshment and rest and new opportunities for living the good news, the love you have for all your children on this earth. We pray all these things. Amen.